Good morning to all. Today we are going to start with the unit number 4 of computer programming, and its name is C control constructs. In this unit we are going to study the various decision making and branching statements along with the looping statements. Let's start with the decision making and branching statements. C language possesses various kinds of decision making statements. A decision has two outcomes. It can be either true or false depending upon the condition. C language possesses decision making capabilities by supporting the following statements. The first is if statement, then switch, then conditional operator statement, and the last one is the go-to statements. All these statements are also called as the control statements because they control the flow of execution. Today, in this lecture, we are going to study the decision making with if statements. The if statement has 4 different forms as shown in figure. The first is the simple if, second is the if-else statement, third is the nested if-else statement, and the last one is the else-if ladder. Now let's start with the first kind, that is the simple if statement. The syntax for simple if is as shown over here. If test expression is true, then the statement block will be executed. If this test expression is false, then the complete statement block will be ignored and the control will jump to the statement X. This is as shown in the flowchart given below. A flowchart is the pictorial representation of any kind of data, or you can say algorithm. This is the entry point in the flowchart, and then the condition is tested inside the test expression. The condition is represented as a diamond in the flowchart. This diamond will have one entry point and 2 exit points depending upon the outcome of this test expression. If this test expression is true, then the statement block will be executed. If this test expression is false, then the statement X will be executed. Keep one thing in mind over here, that statement X will be executed when the condition is true as well as the condition is false. This is the flowchart of the simple if statement. Now let's start with the second type of if statement, that is the if-else statement. In the if-else statement, after the condition is checked, if the condition is true, then the true block statement is executed. If the condition is false, then the false block statement is executed. Always remember that the else will execute the false part, and then the statement X will be executed. The flowchart for the if-else statement is as shown over here. In the entry point, after we'll check the condition. If the condition is true, then the true block will be executed, and if the condition is false, then the false block statement will be executed. After this, the statement X will be executed and the next statement will continue. Now let's see an example of the if-else statement. Write a program to find the greatest of 2 numbers. Here we have to find the greatest of 2 numbers. This we can do by using the if-else statement. Here we have taken 2 numbers from the user as A and B. Then in the if, we have checked the condition A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, suppose the value of A is 10 and B is 20. Then 10 is greater than 20, this condition is false. So the if block will be completely ignored and the control will jump to the else block, as the condition is false, and your output will be b equals to 20 is greatest. Here in the output we have written a as 30 and b as 40. So b equals to 40 is the greatest. Always keep in mind that we can skip the curly braces when there is only one statement in the if-else block. Now we will start with the third kind of if statement, that is nested if-else statement. The nested if-else statement is used when there are series of decisions are involved. That means we have to check multiple conditions, and for each condition there is an equivalent else block. The syntax for if nested if-else is as shown over here. If test condition 1 is true, then only the control will come inside and the second condition will be checked. If test condition 2 is also true, then the statement 1 will be executed. If condition 2 is false, then statement 2 will be executed. If the condition 1 is false, then the statement 3 will be executed and the control will start with the statement X. This is completely explained in the flowchart given over here. After entering, the test condition 1 is checked. If this test condition 1 is false, then the statement 3 will be executed and the statement X will be executed. If the test condition 1 is true, then only the test condition 2 is checked. If this test condition 2 is true, then the statement 1 will be executed. And if this test condition 2 is false, then the statement 2 will be executed. And finally, statement X will be executed in all the cases. And then the control will jump to the next statement. This is the flowchart for the nested if-else statement. Now let's see an example of using nested if-else statement. Write a program to find the greatest of three numbers using nested if-else statement. Here, this practical we have already done. Okay. Here we are taking three numbers from the user A, B and C. Suppose the numbers are 20, 30 and 10. Here we are checking the condition if A is greater than B. Here, if this condition is true, only then this condition will be checked. If A is greater than C. If both the conditions are true, then we can say that A equals to %D is greatest and we will print the value of A. If the first condition is true but the second condition is false, that means that A is greater than B but A is not greater than C. It clearly means that C is the greatest. If the first condition is false, then we can check over here if C is greater than B. If C is greater than B, then we can clearly state that C equals to %D is greatest. If A is not greater than B also, and if it is not greater than C also, then we can clearly state that B equals to %D is greatest. So the expected output will be like this. Enter three numbers 20, 30 and 10. Amongst this, the B equals to 30 is greatest. Now let's start with the fourth kind of if statement, that is the else if ladder. It is used when multipath decisions are involved. Else if ladder. The syntax is as shown below. If condition 1 is true, then statement 1 is executed. If the condition 1 is false, then in else part, again the next condition is checked using if. If condition 2 is true, then statement 2 is executed. Else, if condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is executed. This will continue till condition n. If condition n is true, then statement n will be executed. Else, the default statement will be executed. followed by the statement X. This complete else if ladder is shown in the flowchart given on the next page. Here, if the condition 1 is true, then statement 1 is executed and the control will automatically come over here. If the condition 1 is false, only then the condition 2 will be executed. If condition 2 is true, the statement 2 will be executed and control will come over here. If condition 2 is false, only then the next condition will be checked. This will continue till the condition n. If condition n is true, the statement n will be executed, and if the condition n is false, then the default statement will be executed and the control will come over here. This is the flow chart for the else if ladder. Now let's see an example using an else if ladder. Write a program for grading the students in an academic institution. The grading is done according to the following rules. Average marks are given over here and the respective grade is given over here depending upon the average marks. If the average marks is between 75 to 100, the grade is distinction. If it is between 60 to 74, it is first division. If it is between 50 to 59, then second division. And if it is between 40 to 49, third division. And if it is between 0 to 39, the grade is fail. Now, using the else if ladder, we can write a program in this way. Here we have to take only the average marks as input and we are storing it in the variable marks. Now, for taking the average marks, we are printing a message on the output screen by using printf, and we are taking the input using the scanf statement. Now our first condition. If marks is greater than equals to 75, the first condition, then printf grade equals to distinction. If this condition is false, only then the next condition will be checked in the else part. Next condition is marks is greater than equals to 60. If this condition is true, then output must be first division. If this condition is also false, then the third condition is checked. In the third if, that is marks is greater than equals to 50. If this condition is true, then the grade equals to second division must be printed. If this condition, above conditions are false, then the next condition is marks is greater than equals to 40. If this condition is also false, then only one remains, that is the default statement, and it is executed in the else block, printf grade equals to fail. In this way, we can check the multiple conditions by using the else if ladder. Out of all the different conditions, only one condition will be your final output. This is the expected output. Suppose I have entered the average marks as 65, then grade equals to first division must be printed. So this is all we have learned today about the different kinds of if. If you are having any query, then you can ask me. Thank you so much.